Evening all, here we are, Brooksy's Bass Corner, coming to you all the way live from London town here in the UK. This is live chat 89 here on the channel. We do this every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock here in the UK. First time here on a Brooksy's Bass Corner live chat, you're very welcome. It's good to see you. Come on board. You're amongst friends, so if you're a bass player, or maybe you're looking to take up bass, get involved, want to take up bass as a hobby or a career, maybe it's your life's work ahead of you, then come on in. I'm Mike Brooks. If I can help you in any way, if I can offer you any advice, if your gear's going wrong or you're looking to buy some new gear and you just need some pointers in the right direction, or you want to ask something about the content here on the channel, feel free, enter it in the live chat window, press send. It'll appear here in my feed. I'll try and help you as much as I can. If I don't know the answers to your questions, I'll open it up to the floor and let one of the fine people here on the Brooksy's Bass Corner live chats try and answer it if I can't. So I hope you're all well. It's, as I say, Tuesday evening, 8 o'clock here in London. Hope your bass playing's going fine. If you've had gigs over the weekend, I hope everything went well for you. So, again, if you're new to the channel, new to the live chats, then come on in. We're talking bass guitars, bass amps, effects, pedals, accessories, gig bags, strings, great bass players, albums with great bass players on. Anything to do with bass guitar, this is the place to do it. We're the only weekly live chat on bass on YouTube. So if you're new to YouTube platform, don't be daunted. It's all very simple, all very relevant. We're a friendly bunch, so come on in. If you need help, need some advice, got questions, maybe you don't know something about certain types of gear or how to get certain sounds, or maybe you want to build a pedal board from scratch, maybe you got your first audition on bass coming up and you want some helpful advice, here's the place to ask. So this is the video window, of course. If you're on the mobile app, the live chat window is directly below. If you're on the desktop version, the live chat window is right there to your right hand side. So in the live chat window, you've got a box at the bottom that says comment or chat. Put your comments, your questions, anything of relevance in there. Press send. It'll appear here in my window. Stacey Ann from North Carolina, good to see you. Visog, good to see you too. That's the live chat window. Next to it, you'll see an emoji icon. As you can see, Stacey's gone absolutely crackers on the emojis. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, of course. The algorithm loves emojis in the live chat, so feel free to add those whenever you feel like it. It helps the chat, helps the video within the algorithm. It's all good. Next to that, you're going to see a rectangle with a dollar symbol in. That's called Super Chat. Allows you to make a donation to the channel if you wish to do so. You don't have to. All the videos here on the channel are free to watch. The live chats are free to get involved in. But if you like what we do here on the channel, you like the content, you can help me, help the video, help the channel, keep us going for as long as possible by hitting that Super Chat button. And like I say, it allows you to make a financial donation to the channel if you wish to do so. It pays for everything you see on the live chats. It pays for the StreamYard subscription that allows us to do the videos live. The vidIQ subscription, the lights, the microphones, the boom stands, the cables, all the stuff you see on the workshop videos, all of that has to be paid for. So when you guys make a super chat donation or a super thanks donation, that money gets shunted straight back into the channel. Underneath the video, you've got a row of icons. You've got a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Please, and I've been banging on about this for a few weeks on the live chats, but it is so important. So some of the live chats get hundreds, sometimes thousands of views, yet I don't get many likes. So either I'm doing something wrong and you guys aren't enjoying it, but by the general comments and the figures, you are enjoying it. But if you could do me a very small favor, if it's the only thing I ask of you, please give the video a thumbs up. It makes such a huge difference to how the video and the live chat performs within the YouTube algorithm. It might seem like a nothing to you and an irrelevance, but actually it's so important for the videos to get projected out, for the channel to get projected out within YouTube. So if you give the video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you don't enjoy the video or you don't like the channel and you're going to give it a thumbs down, then please leave a comment. Let me know what you don't like. I can't make the videos better, if I don't know what you don't like about them. So if you're going to give it a thumbs down, leave a comment. But if you're going to give it a thumbs up, then thank you very much in advance. Next to that, you've got a share arrow, so you can share this video out to social media, email, websites. There's a shop icon, which allows you to buy the Brooksy Space Corner merchandise. Lovely Ringer t-shirt I'm sporting tonight with the exploding, I'll stand back a bit, the exploding base on there. So you'll find Brooksy Space Corner merch there. You'll also find links directly through to the Spreadshirt and Spreadshop stores in the description box below, and I'll come back to that in a moment. So in the icons, you'll also find a save button so you can watch the video at a later date. There's also a love heart with a dollar symbol in, and that's called Super Thanks. So it works in exactly the same way as Super Chat. Super Thanks exists on every single video on the channel. Super Chat is reserved for the live chats, of course. Super Thanks is on every video. So if you enjoy a video, maybe you watch something and I'm doing something in the workshop and you suddenly think, I didn't know that. I didn't know how to do that, but that solved something I need to do. You can say thanks if you wish by hitting that Super Thanks icon, and that will allow you to make a financial donation to the channel. Might be a small donation, might be a large donation, but if you wish to help me, help the videos, help the channel, that's the best way to do it. Underneath that, you're going to find a comments box. So please, again, like the thumbs up. Please leave comments. Lots of teeth in. They've fallen out already, Mike. Didn't put the putty in right. There we go. Comments, very important, just as important as the thumbs up. So if you can leave comments about the video, maybe if you've got a question, if you're coming onto the video after the live chat has actually taken place. So once we finish tonight at around 11 p.m. If you're watching this after that, or tomorrow, or next week, or 2 years' time, leave comments. I will come back to you as soon as I get a notification from YouTube that you've left a comment. I will come back. So any conversation or question or debate that we have here on the live chat, that can carry on ad infinitum for as long as you want. Just leave a comment and I'll come back to you. And also, by leaving comments, other people around the world can get involved in what you're asking. So perhaps if you have a technical question or some gear related questions, you're going to get loads of input from loads of people all over the world. So you might not just get my opinion, you'll get other people's as well. You might find if you've got something very specific that you're trying to ask, you're going to have loads of feedback from loads of people all over the world. So that's the comments section. Underneath that, you're going to find description box. So in there, you're going to find timestamps for this video. So from tomorrow at midday, there'll be timestamps. So everything we discuss here on the channel tonight on this live chat, there will be little stamps within the timeline. Those timestamps correlate with the timestamps that I put into the description box. So if we talk about 20 different bases tonight, I'm going to put in 20 different timestamps, and it will allow you then to jump through the video. So you haven't got to watch the whole thing. You can actually jump to the relevant section that you want to get to. So the little notches on the timeline at the bottom of the video correlate to the timestamps in the description box. After that, you're going to find affiliate links for Brooksy Space Corner merchandise. So again, caps, t-shirts, hoodies, mouse mats, mugs, if you want a Brooksy Space Corner mug. Christmas is coming, of course. Every house deserves one. All the merch, there are around 15 designs across 170 products on the stores. Go and check it out. If you find something you like, you can help the channel by buying some affiliate merchandise. After that, you're going to find affiliate links for the Base Centre here in the UK, 40th anniversary merch, caps, bottle openers, t-shirts. I think there are straps as well. Base Centre celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Base Centre later on. Also, the Elite Strings and the British Bass Masters bass series and all of the Base Centre's bass collection basses. So you've got the Power Bass, the Jive range, the Detroit range. There's so many basses within their ranges. So if you want to check out any of the Base Centre equipment, links, affiliate links in description box below. Any purchases that you make through those links will help the channel. So thank you very much in advance. Then you'll find affiliate links for Top Cashback, vidIQ, and StreamYard. We're running on the StreamYard platform. It allows me to do all sorts of banners and overlays. Allows you guys to come onto the live chat by video and audio as well, of course. So if you want to do that, you'll see at the bottom of the screen there's a ticker running. You can email me, brooksysbasecorner@gmail.com. Send me an email. I send you an invite. You click on the invite and you can come into the live chat. So if you want to talk to me directly, or perhaps several of us want to discuss something that we raise for conversation later on, we can have up to 8 people. So it's like having a Zoom call and we're talking bass. So if you've got some broken gear or something's wrong with your bass or a pedal or an amp, you can come onto the screen, show me what the problem is, and we can all help try and solve the problem for you. Underneath those affiliate links, you're going to find bass related links. So if you've got a new bass purchase, amp, combo, effect pedal, strings, accessories, cleaning materials, gig bags, if you've got anything that you're about to buy, and obviously you've got Black Friday coming up, that's related to bass, if you use the affiliate links in the description box, Brooksy's Bass Corner benefits by a small affiliate commission from those retailers. So there are links there for Amazon worldwide, Thomann worldwide, Gear for Music, and Andertons. And then at the bottom of the description box, you're going to find social media links for Big Breath, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, Be Real, Discord, Reddit, Quora, and TikTok. And over the next couple of days, I'm going to be looking at Blue Sky and moving away from Twitter onto Blue Sky. So that may well start appearing in the description boxes on the videos. We're done regarding the housekeeping. So let's see who we've got on here. So far, we've got Stacey, obviously from North Carolina. Good day to you. George Gandara, good to see you. Haven't seen you for a few weeks. George says, hi there, moving from short scales to 34-inch. Regards from the Chilean Patagonia. Well, good to see you, George. Hope you're well. Stacey saying hello. We got Manfred Oliveras. Good to see you too, sir. Hi, tools, cleaning supplies, generally supplies for guitar maintenance. Hello from Puerto Rico. I guess you're talking about the topic of discussion for tonight, which we'll come to very shortly. Stacey, my faves are the workshop videos. Hands. Oh, there's an emoji, which I'm not seeing, obviously. Jeffrey Boyle, good to see you too. Haven't seen you for a few weeks. Hope you're well. George Gandara, you like the bass reviews. Thank you very much. Thank you. Stacey saying hello to Manfred. Hello from the mainland US. Manfred, yeah, there's lots of people saying hello. Good to see you. Welcome. So tonight's topic of conversation. Anyone coming through from YouTube, you'll know what the topic is because it's the title of the video. So if I gave you £20 or $20 or €20, wherever you may be geographically positioned, what bass accessory would you buy? What is your go-to? So if someone gave you £20 and said, go and buy a bass accessory, what are you going to buy? You can't go over that price band, okay? So wherever you are in the world, if I gave you basically $20 or equivalent to your national currency, what are you going to buy with $20 or €20 or £20? It doesn't have to be one. It might be several things. You might want to buy a bag of picks and some cleaning materials, or you might be buying a set of cheap strings and some fret wraps. I don't know. What would you be buying? What's your thing? What do you recommend? What is your go-to? So when you've got some spare cash going at home and whatever little bass accessories you use, what would be your first thing you're going to resupply yourself with? Maybe something for your gig case, maybe something for a particular bass that you use. Let me know. That's the topic of conversation tonight. We're hurtling, I think is a better description, towards Black Friday. And obviously we're going to be doing Black Friday here on Brooksy's Bass Corner. So last year, we did a video for about 4 hours, I think it was. Let me just find the link and I'll tell you. So we did Brooksy's Black Friday Superstore. There we go. There it is. Anyone wants to check it out, see what we did, you can. Using this link, feel free. And I'll put a link to it in the timestamps as well later on. So this year, we're going to do it again. and I'll give you the link for that now. If you want to save the link, or already you can go on it and ask YouTube to send you a notification prior to that live chat going live. So here is the new link for this year's Brooksy's Black Friday Superstore. I'll just put this in here. There we go. So if you want to join me, it's going to be Friday the 29th of November, so a week on Friday, and we're going early. So last year, I think we did like 11 till 3 or 11 till 4. This year, we're starting at 9 a.m. UK time. So I know those of you in the US, South America, you're going to be behind me, so it's going to be the middle of the night. For people on west of the UK, it's going to be later in the day. But if you want to join me, bring your bowls of cereal, get your pajamas, dressing gowns, bring your slippers, and I will try and find as many base bargains as I can for you. Obviously, we're going to be located in the UK, so those are going to be the sites that I'm going to find most stuff that's relevant to the channel, but I will be looking on US retailers and other retailers around the world. So I'm going to try my very best to find as many base bargains as I can for you. Now we're running, as I said, from 9 a.m. I'm going to run for 3 hours till midday on Friday 29th. The reason we have to stop is I've got to get in the car and head off to a gig down on the south coast. And I've got actually that gig and then another one the next day, and I'm not coming back home. I'm staying over. So I have to make sure we're done and dusted at midday, get my lunch, and I'm out the door. So that's what we're going to be doing a week on Friday. As I say, the second link that I've put there just now, that's the link for next Friday's live chat on Black Friday. So if you want to join me, click on that. You can get YouTube. You can actually ask YouTube to send you a notification on that Friday, probably about 15 to 20 minutes before we go live. And it will tell you that we're about to do that. So if you want to come in, stock up for Christmas, maybe you got, as well as being a bass player yourself, maybe you want to stock up on some presents for other bass players that you know. Maybe someone else in your family is a bass player. I will be trying to find as many bargains as I possibly can. We found some crackers last year, so I'm hoping there's going to be loads more this year. Let's see, George, I just bought a Fender Player Mexican Precision and I'd buy strings. You'd buy some flat wounds. Okay, very good. What brand are you going for there, George? Because a lot of brands now, $20, £20, 20 euros probably isn't going to be enough. But where you are, maybe it would be. I don't know. I think I saw another message. Did I? Or did I miss one? No, I think I got it. Okay, that's all good. George, you'd be going for Ernie balls. Well, I think you might actually just come under $20 there, because I was looking at some strings the other day on Amazon, UK and US, and they were coming in under $20. So I will give you that, sir. Although generally flat wounds end up being more expensive because of the extra work that goes into making a set of flat wounds. But very good, very good. So thank you for that. I'm just starring the comments. Thank you very much for all of those. Very good. And I hope you're all well. I hope you've all had a good week. I'm just going to do this and then I will discuss the latest long form video that went up on the channel last week. And thank you very much. All of those of you that have already watched it, sent me comments. It's kind of blown me away a bit. I thought that video might do quite well. And lo and behold, it's done very well. It's had over 900 views since last Thursday, which isn't bad going for a channel of this size. So thank you. So let me talk a bit about that. So I will give you the link, obviously, for those who haven't checked it out. So last week we were talking about the Bass Center, and I said I had a video coming up that I was going to put out the next couple of days, where it was an old interview I'd done with Barry Moorhouse of the Bass Center here in Wapping. What used to be, it's Bagshot now. And that interview was for Bass Guitar Magazine back in 2016. And yeah, so it was looking back at the bass center, where it was, where the world of bass was in 2016. And I edited it all up. And actually, it took a lot more work than I thought it was going to, but that's fine. Put it up Thursday, and it's just absolutely flown. And I contacted Barry on Friday, and I said, "How are you?" He said, "Yeah, I want to speak to you." I said, "Right." I said, "Well, put it this way: if there was an award today on Friday for the most popular person in the world of bass, I think you'd be getting it." He said, "What have you done?" I said, "Well, I've just edited up that interview we did in 2016, and I've put some graphics to it and some video clips and this, that, and the other, and I've put it up on the YouTube channel." He said, "I hadn't heard from Norman Watroy from the Blockheads for about 9 months. He rang me last night while I was driving to dinner, and he thinks I'm putting a book out." I said, "Well, no, there's no mention of a book." So I don't know where he's got that idea from, but and he said, "My email and my phone has been red hot all day." I said, "Well, there's nothing in there that's bad, uh, but all I've done really is promote the Bass Centre and what you were and what you are, and the products and what have you." He said, "Right, I'm going to watch it over the weekend and I'll come back to you." And I haven't heard from him yet, so hope he hasn't combusted. But the general response across social media and on the channel, I don't think I've had a video with as many messages in a very long while. I think I can actually sort the videos by that. Let's just see. I think I can. Oh, you can't sort by comments. I can only sort by date, sadly. Well, anyway, it's had 932 views. It's had over 49 comments, 47 likes. So thank you very much, all of you that have watched it. If you haven't checked it out, the link is there in the box. Feel free to have a look. And it was a real labour of love. I've really enjoyed putting it together. It did take a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but that's fine. And it's there. There's a record now of what the Bass Centre was about. There was so little content about the place online that that needed rectifying. So George Iliadis, good to see you. Stacey says with her $20 she'd buy Never Dull, Maguire's polish, and some cleaning chamois. Very good. George Gandara, they are cobalt ones. We're talking flats for his precision. Very good. George and Stacey having a convo. That's all good. So yeah, so that was the Bass Centre video. So if you've watched it, let me know what you think. If you didn't like it, again, let me know what you think. Leave comments in the live chat. If you're watching the live chat after the event, you can talk about the Bass Centre video in the comments section if you wish. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was a good view. Hope you found it entertaining and informative. A lot of people, the younger brigade, won't even know what the Bass Centre was about. You may have been born after the Bass Centre's heyday. Who knows? But it was a real... I said last week's live chat, and I know because I was going through doing the timestamps today, the Bass Centre was a mecca for bass players the whole world over. And once that video went live last week, I've had messages from people from all over the world who used to go to the Bass Centre. People as far away as sort of Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Japan, Australia, Middle East, Far East. I think I might have even had a couple of messages from Africa, various countries in Africa. So it obviously left its mark. Obviously, a lot of them were probably British and they've moved abroad, but the general consensus is what a place. Well done, Barry, for all your efforts over the years. And the Bass Centre's still going. It's here in Bagshot, Surrey, in the UK. I'm hopefully going to go and see Barry next week. Talk about maybe doing a follow-up video, do another interview, but bring it up to date and make it a video interview. And I'll be going down there to pick up some new basses. And obviously I've still got the Snakebite basses here, the new Neil Murray signature basses. They will be going up. The videos and demos I thought were going to be this week, but I think what I'm going to do is try and clear my decks and then those can go up as fresh new content next week. So keep an eye on the channel. If you're waiting to see the snake bites, they are coming. And this week I'm just tidying up a few reviews and demos that should have gone up a while back, and they'll be going live. Hopefully, well, probably one tomorrow. Probably the Wilcock H22 review tomorrow. Some pedal stuff Thursday. And if I get time, and I'm going to work hard tomorrow, I'm going to try and get an Ibanez SR300 review up. We did the demo quite a while ago, but it's time to get the demo. Time to get the review up. So yeah. So let me know if you are thinking of doing some purchasing on Black Friday. What are you looking out for? Any specific basses, pedals, amps, strings? What are you looking for? Anything I need to keep my eyes open for that people are looking for? Let me know. So like I say, if you want to come onto the live chat and talk to me by video, or you can do it by audio. You don't have to come onto the screen if you don't want to. You can email me. Email address is on the ticker at the bottom. brooksyspacecorner@gmail.com. Send me an email. I send you an invite. You click on the invite, and then you're here. And we can have up to 8 of us talking by video or audio at one time. So if anyone wants to talk about anything that's in the Bass Center video or any other video here on the channel, then let me know, and we can do that. That's all good. So I hope your weeks have been good. If you've been out gigging, I hope everything's going well. In the run up to Christmas now, of course, silly season is almost upon us. So last week I had gigs with, I'm trying to think, the week's becoming a blur at the moment. I had a wedding with Uncle Funk on Friday in Saffron Walden, which is sort of Cambridgeshire, Hertfordshire, Essex way. And then I had a gig with the Queen Tribute on Saturday in Reading, and that went really good. Saw an old friend I hadn't seen for, well, actually before COVID. He was on vocal duties, so that was all good. And this week I've got Queen Tribute again on Friday in Bedfordshire, and Saturday I'm doing the Request Show again in Greek Street, just around the corner from Ronnie Scott's here in London. So it should be a lot of fun. Stacey's getting well into the emojis here. I can't see them. For some reason StreamYard is not showing me all of those emojis for whatever reason. Ah, now I can see it. Rockets, very good. It's all good. So yeah, here we are. So if there's any content you'd like to see here on the channel, please let me know. Any pointers or any sort of specific things you'd like to see reviewed, demoed, discussed, featured, let me know. I make note of everything you guys ever suggest. It's all in the book, and then I sort of work my way through it, really. So if you want any stuff about effects, amps, specific guitars, workshop topics, let me know. Let me know. It's what we're here for. And tonight's topic of discussion. If I gave you £20, $20, 20 euros, or whatever your currency is, wherever you are in the world, what bass accessory would you buy? What is your go-to? What little gadgets and tools and things that help you with your bass playing, what can you not live without? So if someone gave you £20 and said, you've got to go and buy a bass accessory, what are you going to buy? I have a box of bits and bobs up here. Let me just pull this down so I might give you some ideas. So this came courtesy of the very fine people at Dunlop a while back, actually just before we went into lockdown. And the idea was that I'd cover a load of stuff for the magazine and it would get featured, and then the magazine stopped, but I've still got the bits. So I'm going to be doing some videos here on the channel leading up to Christmas about various bits and bobs. So all of this stuff is Dunlop. It's not sponsored. I haven't received any money for this or anything. It's just a box of bits and bobs that were meant to be for the magazine. And obviously, as we know, the magazine stopped. So they get used in the workshop. I'm a big fan of the Dunlop stuff, as well as the Music Nomad stuff and the Ernie Ball stuff. It's all good. There's very few bad products when it comes to this sort of thing. So what we got here, we've got plush microfiber cloths. This is part of the System 65 range. So you're going to use that if you're polishing the finish on your base or the neck. You can, if you're feeling flush, you can buy a couple and use one on your fingerboards. But generally, these are a little bit more protective of the lacquer on your base. So that's that. I'm wondering where I'm going to put everything now. So. And then we've got another cloth here, which is, I don't know where this came. Might have come because it's through the same distributors. So we've got Herco instrument polishing cloth. Yeah, Jim Dunlop, right. Miracle polishing cloth. Herco, the complete care system. Why is it Miracle? Requires no wetting. To clean, polish and wax instruments in good condition, rub a small section of the article to be cleaned, then wipe with a clean, dry, soft cloth. Repeat until the entire article is polished. After use, place in airtight glass or a metal container. It will give good results until worn to shreds. Do not wash the cloth, and it contains no harmful chemicals. Sounds ominous. I've got to put it into airtight glass or a metal container. Good luck with that. Okay. Never mind, eh? Right, next thing, we've got a little thing here. It's called the Guitar Tech Kit. Again, System 65. So this has got a bottle of lemon oil, the guitar polishing cleaner, and the string cleaner and conditioner. So that's actually a pretty good set of 3 fairly important cleaning chemicals. Keep your bass up and running, looking lovely, playing well. Now, some of these things are going to be more than $20. Some of them won't be. So this is the System 65 guitar neck cradle. So obviously when you're working on a flat surface, you need something to rest the guitar neck on. Especially if you're going to be pressing it or you know, cleaning the frets, cleaning the neck. So this is their guitar neck cradle. Yeah. I don't think I've got this. I use the Hercules one, which works fine. There's so many of these sorts of products out there now that this is just, I'm offering up examples of the sort of things we're talking about here. Then we've got the deluxe guitar string winder. I don't know the prices straight off the bat for these, so but I'm imagining a lot of this is going to come under the under $20 or £20. So that's the guitar one. Then the bass one obviously has a bigger thing because most machine heads on bass are a lot bigger than the guitar one. Actually, how small is that? Pretty small. Yeah. So you're going to want that, obviously, aren't you? And then we've got, what's this? String cutters, of course. Although I tend to use a smaller pair of snips than that. Just for space saving. But anyway, they do their own. Then we've got this, oh yeah, this is their screwdriver, which I think, oh, it's just a Phillips. But I think if you turn, I think it, oh, okay. So there's obviously something else in there that I can't see in this package. There's 2 Phillips and 2 flatheads. So obviously there's 2 separate bits in there. And you take one bit out and put the other one in. And there's obviously 2 separate heads. And so it's flippable. So I guess there's another Phillips on the other end of that. And then the flathead will be in there somewhere. Probably within the handle, I'd imagine. What's this then? Super Lube gel pen. Well then, keep the moving parts of your stringed instruments working smoothly with the Dunlop Super Lube gel pen. Flexible spatula tip. You can easily apply Super Lube gel where you need it, from saddles and nuts, don't get rude, to string trees and tremolo parts. Not going to have that on bass, really, are we? And the thick gel will stay put. Dunlop Super Lube gel is the safe lubricant for all of your stringed instrument maintenance needs. There we go. If that's your thing, go for it. What we got here? A uni wrench. That's for doing nuts and washers. Adjust practically every nut on your guitar or bass, including volume, pot and output jack nuts, tune-o-matic bridge post, tuning machine nuts for added sustain, locking tuning machine heads, rounded knurled nuts, don't get rude, commonly found on pickup switches, and so much more. So we have one of those. One more gadget and then we're into cleaning materials. So this is the multi-tool. Now these sort of things are always worth their weight in gold, to be honest. So on there, the multi-tool includes all the keys you need for making your guitar or bass gig ready. Adjust action, truss rods, tremolo systems, etc. So for those who want to know, and I'm sure that's most of you, it contains a hex adjuster. So we're talking Allen key. It says 1.5 mil, 2 mil, 2.5 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil, 0.05 inch, 1/16 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch. Then we got a Phillips screwdriver number 1, a flathead 2.5 mil, and a socket 5/16 of an inch. Oh yeah, very handy. That's the sort of thing I would definitely recommend spending your £20 on. And then we've got cleaning stuff. So we've got here the Dunlop System 65. We've got the Fingerboard 01 Cleaner and Prep. We've got the Fingerboard 02 Deep Conditioner. We've got the Platinum 65 Deep Clean with wax, which is a spray. Creamer Carnauba wax, of course, my favourite thing. So if you've got a gloss finish on a guitar or bass, you want to make it suddenly gleam, that's the stuff. And you really don't need much of it. That bottle will probably last you about 10 years unless you're doing hundreds of guitars and basses. This is the Platinum 65 Spray Wax. And this is the Platinum 65 Cleaner Polish. So that's all the stuff. There were a few other bits and bobs they sent me, but that's all in the workshop. So, yeah. Very handy. Very handy. So you'll be seeing that stuff in future workshop videos. A lot of it I already had as separate bits and pieces in there. So you'll just see more of it as I work my way through it all. But I hope that sort of gives you some ideas. Manfred Oliveris, it's warm, 33 centigrade today, very sunny. Good for you, Manfred. Excellent stuff. Yeah, so if you want to join me here live on video or audio, you can. Send me an email, brooksysbasscorner@gmail.com. When I get your email, I send you an invite, you click on the invite and you come straight through. Also, can I check while we've got people's attention, is the video and sound all right this week? Because last week, as I was doing the timestamps earlier today, the video at the start of last week's live chat was dreadful. And all I can blame it on is the Wi-Fi broadband, not Wi-Fi, I was on the Ethernet link. The actual broadband service from our house to our exchange was dreadful. That was the only reason it was so bad. Or it was something at StreamYard's end. Again, something I have no power over. And the sound was very quiet until I adjusted the audio interface. So I'm assuming the interface is fine. You can hear me clear as a bell. And hopefully the visuals are okay as well. Manfred saying the audio and video are excellent. Thank you, sir. Manfred, string cleaners and fretboard conditioners are must-haves. Absolutely. Although, I'll be honest, I don't really use string cleaners. I just don't. As I've mentioned before on some of the live chats, I tend not to sweat out of my hands and fingers. A lot of players do. I sweat out of my head, so I'll look like I've just been in a shower, but my hands will be bone dry. So I don't tend to clean strings. I just use them. And once I've done 20, 25 gigs, I'll change them. That's generally my policy. I know lots of people that have hands that just sweat, and whatever the gunk is that's coming out of their hands completely kills their strings. So string cleaning for them is a must. But for me, it's never really been a thing. Like I say, I'll put a set of strings on a bass, and after I've done 20 to 25 gigs, I'll just change those strings for a new set. Oh, Mum's there. Very good. Good to see you. Manfred, haven't heard from the little dog lately. You mean my dog? He was on last week, Manfred. He's actually upstairs asleep at the moment with his newly acquired brother. They're both asleep. So be thankful for small mercies, because when those two get going, the noise is deafening. So, but thank you for your concern. Both of them are fine. The little one's fine. They haven't had a walk today because we woke up to snow here today, and it's been very cold, and we've had rain through the whole of the afternoon. So I thought, you know what? We're just going to have a rest day today. Next 3 days are meant to be sunny, but it's going to be chilly. So they'll have their winter coats on, and they'll be out for a walk tomorrow. Manfred, well, I mean some kind of lubricant for the fingers and hands. I get you, sir. That's all good. That's all good. So yeah, here we are. Now I'm going to do something in a minute. So as you know, when we came back on the live chats back in July, I was trying to do bass demos and stuff, and it really narked me after about 5 or 6 weeks that every time I tried to do a bass demo or let you hear me play or what have you, the sound was dreadful. There was like super hyper compression, and the signal was getting squashed to oblivion, and the bass sound wasn't very good. I was talking to a friend about it, and he said, you know what it is? I bet you've got all the settings on StreamYard for echo cancellation and background noise reduction and all of that turned on, haven't you? And I went, yeah. He said, right, turn all of that off and see if it improves. So I'm going to wire up a bass, and I want some of you guys to tell me, does it sound better than it used to? I don't mean the bass particularly. I mean the signal, the sound. Is it better, or is it still compressed and squashed? Because obviously I don't hear it. What I hear comes from the audio interface directly. So to me, it sounds fine, but I don't know what you're hearing out there. So I'm going to do a little test. So let me just rig a bass up. So we're not going into an amp, we're just going into the audio interface. But many of you who were here in July and August will know I tried this many times and we just couldn't seem to sort it out. So let's see. So you can do that. I'm going to pick a bass out. Betsy, of course. And we'll see if it's any better. And if turning those settings off has improved it, then my mate is due a small drink when I see him. So let's give this a go. So I'm relying on you fine people, okay? So just bear with me, it's going to go pop. There we go. I haven't got headphones on, so I'll put some on. Let's see. Okay. My voice sounds fine, thank you. Okay. Now you tell me if you can hear. Can you hear the bass, Manfred? The bass sounds awesome. Okay, is it squashing? Is it compressing? Is it dropping in and out, or is it consistent? So if I play a line, you'll see where I'm going with that. How's sound gang, because I won't see it until I start editing tomorrow. The balance is excellent. Great. We could have been doing bass demos since July then. I turned all the echo cancellation on and all of that, the background noise cancelling, and that's what's killed it. So, okay, so that's me playing fingerstyle. If I slap, let's see what happens. Something a bit better, shall we? So you're saying, Manfred, it's not compressed and it sounds okay according to Stacey. Well, okay. It's a little bit louder. Okay, now Stacey will remember what it was like months ago. I'm assuming it doesn't sound like that. In my ears, it sounds fine. It's as though I'm just, well, I'm plugged in the interface. It comes straight back out via the headphones. So to me, it sounds okay. But I don't hear what StreamYard is putting up as the audio going with the video. Gareth says it sounds fine. Jamie Fisher, I owe you a drink. Thank you. Good to see you, Gareth. Okay, well, seems to be all working then. Wow, okay. So turning off 3 settings within StreamYard has completely changed it. Who knew? Who knew? Well, not me. Jamie did. Well done, sir. Very good. Ah, it's made my day. Excellent. Which means we can do pedal demos. Hurrah! Maybe not tonight because I'm not rigged up for it, but we can do that. So if any of the basses that you know that are here, if you want to hear them, let me know. We can facilitate that now that we've got sound that isn't squashed into oblivion. A little bit off the intonation. Okay, that could be a transmitting thing with StreamYard, but also I haven't tuned the bass. I've literally pulled it out of the rack. So. But if it's sounding okay, then great. It's probably a tuning thing, Manfred, because I haven't tuned it up. My headstock tuner is in the other room, so I can't really do much about it at the moment. I haven't got a tuner to hand. I know there's one over there, but then I've got to rig everything up. So. Okay, well, anyway, solved that issue. Very good. I'm very pleased that has remedied that. But it's sounding good. Okay, cool. Betsy we're using, just so you know. Guy Pratt's signature bass from the bass centre. Joe Goose, you are just decorating, so having to take off my gloves to type on my phone, but just want to thank you for uploading that great interview with the bass centre owner. Thank you, Joe Goose. Did you get my message on Messenger? I think you saw it. But anyway, you're decorating, so you carry on with that. Don't get paint everywhere. And watch out for the skirting. Thank you, Joe. Very good. Decorating, eh? I haven't had to do any of that in a while. Thank goodness. It'll drive you mad. You start seeing skirting lines in your nightmares. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a intonation adjustment required there. Very good. Well, so I'm pleased that we've solved that mystery. Oh, it's too loud. Sorry, man. Grand. Okay. Well, we got to the bottom of that mystery then. Wish I'd known that about 5 months ago. Not to worry. So we are hurtling towards 9 o'clock here on Brooksy's Bass Corner here in London Town in the UK. This is live chat 89. 89 live chats. We're not far away from the big 100, that's for sure. But thank you very much for coming along for the ride. Thank you for the new subscribers. You're very welcome here on the channel, of course. Thank you to all the new subscribers who've come in as a result of the Bass Centre video. It was done with love, put it that way. It's I felt that there wasn't any real content on YouTube relating to the Bass Centre in terms of the old store, and we really had to put that to remedy that, you know. And I think we did. I think I did. The reaction to the video has been very good, so I'm very pleased with how it's gone down with everyone. So, and there's so many stories coming out. People going, oh, I remember that. I went there. Actually, one of the ones that I was really quite taken with was there was a guy who's now in his 50s or whatever. And when he was 19 or 20, he was in a band and signed their record contract at Xenon nightclub in Leicester Square and ran with his advance money from Leicester Square to Wapping, which is no short distance. He ran all the way from Leicester Square to Wapping to spend his advance, and he bought an Alembic, good man, a Wall, nice choice, and a Trace Elliott rig. And he said it was the happiest day of his life. Those are the memories we're sort of rediscovering. So it's all good. It's all good. Gareth Harrison, did you have any thoughts on that link I sent and if it would work on the Bootsy bass? I haven't had a chance. I read it through and I had a look at it, but I haven't had a real time to consider it yet. It's probably something I'll look at in January, Gareth, when I've got some time, because once we get to January, I'm going to sit down and decide what I'm going to do with the Bootsy bass, because at the moment, just sitting in a bag and I can't use it in its current state. It just doesn't work. So if that thing you sent to me is the solution, then I will go ahead and see if I can use it. We'll see. January will be the time for that, because at the moment I've only got one gig in January, so it's going to be a time for getting little jobs done and doing a lot of stuff here on the channel, of course. But I will check it out. I will check it out. So like I say, a big thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all of you for all the likes, the comments and the shares over the past week, and all the feedback on this Bass Center video, because it's just it's been so well received. So thank you. It just shows that putting the work in sometimes is worthwhile, because as I said earlier, it took a lot of work. It took a lot more work than I thought it was going to. And I didn't have to do it. It was just something that I thought was a really good interview and had a lot of really good, juicy bass content that I thought a lot of people would enjoy. And lo and behold, they have so far. And if it drives people towards checking out the Bass Center range and what they do, then, you know, job accomplished, really. So thank you. And thank you for all the comments, all the, as I say, all the views, the likes, the shares. It means the world. So it means people are enjoying what I'm putting out. So thank you very much. Thank you very much to Stacy, who donated $20 via the Super Thanks feature on that video. Thank you very much, my dear. Very much appreciated. Yeah, so we got a whole load of gigs coming up. So I said what we're doing this week. Next week is Uncle Funk, followed by Queen, where I'm away from home, because one is down the south coast, next one's up in Wales. Makes no sense to come all the way back to London to then go all the way back over to Wales. So that's what we've got. And then the week after that, I've got Queen in Henley, which I think is a theatre show. ABBA at the Tivoli Theatre in Wimborne. Actually, just calling up my diary here. That's November. You don't want that. Yes, so Queen on the 4th, ABBA on the 5th. Did have a gig on the 6th, which has now been cancelled. Got a wedding gig with Uncle Funk on the 7th. Then we've got ABBA on the 10th in Bracknell, the Wild Theatre. Then we got a couple of Uncle Funk shows. Jerry Blair, if you're out there, 14th December. Sawbridgeworth, if you're coming, let me know. Then I've got Queen in Cirencester on the 20th. I've got an Oasis gig. We definitely might be in Bridgewater on 21st. And then that's it before Christmas. And then there's a couple of shows between Christmas and New Year. So, yeah. Oh, and I've had some good news today. So I woke up to the news that if you're in Canada, I don't have that many friends in Canada, but anyway, I've got a few. If you're watching and you're in Canada, I'm coming your way in the summer of 2026. So in about 18 months' time, Uncle Funk are coming to Canada for 9 shows in one place near Lake Manitoba, I think it is. And we're doing 9 shows in a resort, apparently. I don't know any more details than that at the moment. But once I have venue, location details, exactly the days we're doing shows, I will let you all know. But if you're based in Canada, I'm coming your way in 2026. I look forward to it. It's going to be a blast. It looks like everyone in the band is available to come and do it. So you're going to be getting the A band of Uncle Funk. So we will come along and we are going to have an absolute riot. So really looking forward to that. So here we are. It's bang on 9 o'clock here in London town in the UK. Brooksy's Bass Corner live chat 89 coming to you. We do this every Tuesday. And we will be going up until December the 17th. So the week before Christmas. Every Tuesday except on the 10th we won't be playing. Won't be doing a live chat. We're doing it the following night on the Wednesday the 11th, because I'm gigging on the 10th. So make sure you tune in. If you forget that we're doing the live chats, you can actually go into the YouTube. If you go to Brooksy's Base Corner page, you can actually see all the future live chats there. There is a notification option. You just have to click it and it will send you a notification on the day that we're doing a live chat. So if you forget, if you're one of those sort of people, and you just forget that we're here every Tuesday, then you've got that little notifier there. And yeah, be good to see you every Tuesday. So we, like I say, we go up until December the 17th, and then we'll have a very small break over Christmas, and then we're going to be doing some Saturday afternoon live chats, possibly before New Year, although I think I'm gigging on the 28th. I am. Let me just see what time I got to be there. Doesn't say. That's handy then. Well, if I can fit a live chat in on that Saturday, we'll do it. We'll just have to see. And but we'll do some through January and see if I can coax a few special guests on, and see who's available, who's willing to come on here and talk bass for a couple of hours. We'll see. I might be able to rustle up a few. So tonight's topic of discussion: if I gave you £20 or $20 or €20 or whatever your currency is, up to the equivalent amount, what bass accessory would you buy? What would you recommend to other people they should buy? We're heading towards Black Friday and Christmas, so it's getting to that time where supplies need to be stocked up. So yeah, let me know. That's all good. So good to see you all. If you've had any gigs, let us know how they went. Yeah. Well, I'm very pleased that the sound is now working for the basses. That's a major obstacle overcome. That I couldn't get my head around it. What was causing all the compression and stuff? And I know when you're doing stuff and it's going online straight up without processing, you can have certain issues. But I didn't realize all the background noise cancellation and echo cancellation was what was causing it all to squash. Although it would explain why when I did 2 tester videos, it all sounded fine. And then when we came to do the live thing, all the problems started because those options had then been turned on. So that kind of makes some sense. But anyway, we've worked it out now. Yes. So if you've got any questions about the Bass Center video that went up last week, let me know. If there's anything in that video that you've got a question about, or you're not sure what we were referring to when we were talking about it, let me know. If I can shed some light on it and explain it, then all good. So I'm off to see John East in the morning. He's serviced my Stingray circuit and changed, I think he changed the mid pot. There was a problem with the mid components on the board. So this is the John East Stingray replacement circuit that's been in that bass for 11 years. and I was getting a few issues with it. Noisy pots generally, and the ground hadn't been attached, which is a bit odd because I'm sure he did it when he fitted it, but when he opened it up 2.5 weeks ago, he said the ground's not attached. No wonder you're getting all the buzzing. So I'll be going there to pick it up tomorrow, and we'll give it a quick test before I leave, and hopefully it's all done and dusted, so that'd be great. Gareth, I'd recommend the Mark Base Keeper, which you can get for £20.90. I'll let you have that 90 pence over the £20. Yeah, I've seen those. Those have been around for like 15-20 years, I think. You don't see them that often though. I don't see many people use them. I don't know if there's like a common problem with them, but if you recommend them, then very good. If you don't know what these are, gang, basically it's almost like a strap stand, and it attaches to your cabinet or your amp, and then it will hold your bass in place against your speaker. And it's quite an ingenious design. I applaud it. I'm surprised more companies don't do something similar, unless there's a trademark on it, which I'm sure there is. And that's put a lot of people off copying it, particularly in China. It's a natty design. I like it. I remember when I first saw them, I thought, they're good. But I tend to use stands, to be honest. I use Hercules stands. Yes, it is. It's better. It's not exact, but it's closer. Feel it vibrating through the neck. Gareth, I couldn't use it. Sorry, I'm going to share that. I couldn't use it on my TC cab, so I added a strip of Velcro to the cab, so I could. There you go. There you go. I actually, on my Aguilar cabs, because I don't use cabs all that often anymore, I always have a strip of gaffer tape on there, because I never know on any gig when I'm going to have to either put a set list or a cheat sheet somewhere close to hand. So I have a little strip of gaffer on there. Ooh, thank you. Yeah. Let's just check the stream health, see how we're doing. It says it's healthy. Stream health is excellent. Very good. That's what we want. Okay, everything's looking kind of good. Just checking we're all sounds grand. That's what we like to see. So, if you want to join in with the live chat, either coming by video or audio, email me, brooksyspacecorner@gmail.com. You email me, I send you an invite, you click on the invite and you come straight through. That's how it works. Very simple, very easy. We can have up to 8 people here. If you want to talk bass, discuss anything, if your gear's not working, maybe you're looking for some advice, maybe you're looking to buy something new. If I can help, I will. That's what I'm here for. If I don't know, I'll throw the question open to the floor and let one of the fine people here add their contribution. And we'll try and get you up and running as quick as we can. How are we doing? There we go. Oh, 2 comments flying in there. Bill Derbyshire, good to see you. Sorry I'm a bit late to the gathering. You're fine, Bill. Thank you for attending. Thanks for coming on. Gareth, I did something sacrilegious and played with a capo on my bass at an open mic this week. Okay. Why was that? Why did you do that? Or was it just a last minute decision because someone decided to change the key you were going to play the song in and you'd learnt it in a different key? We need more meat on the bones there, Gareth. Fingering sloppy today. I'll grab a quick drink here. So you're still looking for a flanger and a phaser, Gareth? I was going through the timestamps today for last 2 live chats, and obviously you mentioned you were looking at a flanger, and then last week's one I think you mentioned a phaser, and I suddenly realized, you remember we were talking about the Source Audio Mercury flanger? Well, there's a facility within the Source Audio pedals that if you buy one of their pedals in a specific range, so a modulation pedal which encompasses chorus, flanger, phaser, tremolo, or for example you bought one of their distortion pedals, so that would cover the aftershock, the ultra wave, and a couple of their others. So when you buy one of the pedals from one of the particular ranges, when you then connect to the Neuro X system that allows you to change all the parameters, you can download the sounds for the other pedals in that range. So what I wanted to say to you was, if you bought a Source Audio chorus or a flanger or a phaser or the tremolo or whatever, you would be able to have the sounds from those other pedals on the pedal you've bought. So if you wanted a flanger and a phaser, all you got to do is buy one of the Source Audio pedals and you'll be able to have those sounds on the same pedal. So it's like getting 2 pedals for one. So you might want to think about that. So if you bought a Source Audio phaser or the Source Audio flanger, you're going to be able to have the one you didn't buy on there. You're going to be able to download the sounds for it. So it might be worth considering that. Bill Derbyshire, don't you just love when you learn a song and get to rehearsal and the singer wants to change the key? Yes, why haven't they told you that before you get to rehearsal? would be my thing. So either they've clearly not practiced at home, or they have and just been too lazy to tell you. And that is where the Digitech drop pedal, oh, you can't see it because it's too far away. Anyway, the Digitech drop pedal that I talk about often, that's where that comes into play, as long as they're not going up in key, they're going down. So if you learnt a song in E and they want to sing it in D, then you just set the pedal to 2 semitones down and you play it in the position you've learnt in E. Nothing changes. But if they go up, then you need the whammy pedal, because that's, or not just the Digitech whammy pedal. There are other makes of pitch shifting pedal that will allow you to go up. Gareth Harrison, playing Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division. The person played it a tone down, and with it using open strings was impossible to play it otherwise. Okay, this is why you use the capo. The person played it a tone down. Ah, okay, got you. Fair enough, fair enough. I'm going to swap this bass over, actually. Just bear with me, it's just going to go a little bang. I unplug it. There we go. It's a beautiful thing. Any bass preferences anyone wants to hear? Otherwise I'm going to pick something out of the rack and we'll see what we end up with. Drag the old Persuader out. Can't guarantee this will be in tune either. It might be, or it might not be. It's fairly close. Sorry for that. This will be going on the bench very shortly for a restring and a clean-up. Bill Derbyshire, I've got the drop pedal, but I'll have a look at the whammy pedal. Yeah, so if you've got to go up, there's the Digitech whammy, which the drop was originally designed from. But there are other pedals by other manufacturers that will let you pitch shift up. Gareth, oh, you want to hear the Ibanez? Okay, I will check there's a battery in it. Manfred wants to hear the Kubicki. Very good. Nickel strings, not my thing, I'm afraid. I'll do the requests before I get too enamoured with playing that. Because once I go into Alembic world, we're staying there. Right, let's do the Ibanez. I think there's a battery in it. We'll soon find out. Just got to take the headphones off. Bear with me, gang. Bear with me. There's a battery in it. So we check. Oh, you're in luck. So this is that for you, Mr. Harrison. Again, don't know if this is going to be in tune, so you're going to have to bear with me on this. Mark Palmer, good to see you there. What's going on there? Right. Good evening, fella. Best £20 spent on a quality patch lead to your pedals. Many times overlooked. No, I agree. Continuity of your signal is not just about the lead out of your bass into your effects. Oh, quite right. Quite right indeed. That Alembic sounds like Miller. It's a Persuader. So it's a bit like a spoiler, but with humbuckers. Persuaders usually had P&J. That one was a custom order, apparently, previous owner. So it's 2 humbuckers, 2 volumes, and the low pass filter. That's it. Nice and simple. Gareth was offered an Aria SB600 for £600 earlier this week. Do you think that's a good price? Arias are hard. Well, super basses are hard. So ideally you want an SB1000 or an SB900 or an SB1200. 600s are passive. 700s, oh god, I can't remember the difference of a 700 over a 6. Someone tell me. It might be that the 7s were active, but I can't remember. £600. Most SB1000s are selling for between 900 and 1200 generally. I bought mine in 2013 for 450. So that shows you how prices have gone up. So SB600 for 600 quid, that's not really a bargain, really, unless that's what you want. I mean, if it plays how you want and it's what the sound you're looking for, then, you know, who am I to say it's too expensive or not? But look at used prices for SB600s, and I don't think they go for much more than about 7. Everyone wants SB1000, so it's up to you. If a 600 is what you want, go for it. I mean, Aria SBs are built like tanks. They do weigh a bit, so try it before you buy it. Give it a go. Is it possible to hear your 2000 that conquered all? The thing that conquers all is my empathy, Mark. The Series 2000 is here. I can plug that in, but that's not my tonal battering ram. That's my my red empathy, which is right there. Anyway, Gareth Harrison, here you go. So this is that Ibanez semi-acoustic. So it's a volume and tone. Bridge has piezo volumes for each string. So with the volume full up, and this is the Dario flat wounds on here. I haven't really played this for a long while. I used it on a bunch of gigs in 2017. It's out of tune as well. Last time it was tuned up was for the demo video here on the channel. Not a great fan of the strings, I'll be fair. Even for flats, are a bit clicky. Mark, by the way, fantastic interview with Barry Moorhouse of the Bass Centre. Thanks, Mark. Only visited there twice. Awesome experience. Alex Carter was very obliging in helping me to experience playing on legendary bass guitars. Absolutely. Al comes on here occasionally. When did I last hear from him? July? August? Maybe July. Just got a message out of the blue. Was just checking in. That was all right. He's good. He's good. He did these Night Ranger, Bass Ranger thing. I think he thought, because his old YouTube stuff had completely gone mental and had millions of views, but the problem was he didn't monetize back in the day. And the problem is YouTube works on a rolling 365-day calendar. So if you get 1 million views but you don't hit monetization, like in enough subscribers or enough views over a 365-day point, when you then go back into the first day of the next 365 days, you lose all of your views from the first day of the first cycle. And he hadn't monetized, so for whatever reason he couldn't then use those views to monetize, so he had to start producing new videos, and he did it for a little while and then packed it in. I think he might come back to it. I think he thought it would be a lot easier than it was, and the problem is YouTube's changed quite a lot in well, even in the time that I've had this channel, it's changed radically. Yes, he could have. I mean, some of his videos have had ridiculous numbers. I mean, they're great videos, put it that way. But he didn't make the most of them at the time, didn't stay on top of it, which he probably should have. Let me plug in that Series 2000, because you've obviously got a bit of interest in it. I hope that was useful for you, Gareth. I didn't see any further comments, so I can always plug it back in for you. Right. Let me get the 2000. Take these headphones off. The 2000 is there. Here she be. This beaut is what you're talking about. This could well be out of tune. I would say it's highly likely. Just a little. Noisy pots. Don't use your basses, gang, you'll get noisy pots. Nothing a good 5 minutes of knob turning won't solve. That isn't a euphemism, by the way. Oh, we have LEDs too. Oh, hey. Gotta use your basses, gang. That's the volume control. Noisy. Thankfully they're self-lubricating, so you only got to spend a couple of minutes turning it when you're ready. Good to hear what the others are like. Different world. It's a little bit too loud, Mike. You're a bit super hot. Noisy, man. Noisy pots. See loads of messages here. Stacey, back, Mr. Bunch. Had a browse client, as you do, of course. Mark, front of house guy's crying in his hands. Oh yes, me, yeah. Noisy pots. Excuse me. Toner cut glass, absolutely. Yep. Load of that. It doesn't get used. Doesn't get used enough. I don't use it on gigs like I used to. There's other things that take priority. Right. That's better. Gareth, I'm trying to learn Boys of Summer, okay, by Don Henley. I think the bass is fretless. It is. It's Pinot Palladino. Washed with chorus, yep, and octave pedal. So I'm having difficulty picking it out. Do you have any tips? Yes, right, octave pedal necessity. There are various versions online, so if you're just trying to get the notes down, I would say stick it into something like Audacity, or if you've got a DAW or whatever, and just slow the track down and just do it slowly and you'll pick it all up. It's actually not that difficult. The hard thing of doing it with fretless is getting your intonation right. So I would suggest learn the notes with a fretted. Depends. Are you learning this and you've got to do it quick, or have you got time to like be meticulous? So if you haven't got time to be meticulous, you need the notes, use a fretted, work that bit out, and then pull it over onto fretless, and then you can start putting in the gliss and the wah, all that sort of thing. But it's actually not a hard bass line. You should be able to do that, but again, do it slow it right down, you know, slow it down by 10%, even more if you have to. I use Audacity. I don't have a DAW here on my PC. And I slow stuff down all the time to work things out. And then you just play with a metronome, build it back up. And the lovely thing in Audacity, it's very easy. Just take a piece or even the whole song, slow it down, and then you can just get it back up to regular speed. And for me, that's kind of what I do. But regarding fretless, I mean, if you don't play fretless much and you're learning, you're trying to copy one of the masters there. So there's a whole load of expression that he does with his fingering and his positioning. And I can't fast track you through that. It's purely a learning it and taking your time. Fretless is not for the faint of heart. So like I say, if you haven't got loads of time, learn the notes, positions, what the actual bass part is, use a fretless, and then develop what you've learned on the fretted and bring it over onto the fretless. That would be my suggestion there. Stacey, my client came in as you started earlier and asked if I was watching Seinfeld. Well, she heard all that. God, the action on this is so low. Sure, judging on tonight's performance. I don't have low action. I'll go for sort of a medium, so I can dig in a bit. And obviously at some point I thought I'd be a smart ass and make this really low, which is lovely. I'm so used to having a bit more room. Mark, YouTube has a great slowdown feature yet? Just found out a few weeks ago. Yes, I use it every week when I'm going through doing the timestamp edits. You just go to playback speed. So if you go on YouTube, you'll see, come down to the bottom of the video screen, you'll see a cog, settings. Click on that. You'll see a thing that says playback speed. it should be set to normal. You go in there and set it to 2, and it'll that'll make it play twice as fast. Or you can go to 0.5 and it'll play at half speed, and you can drop it down to a quarter speed if you wish. So hopefully you'll find that useful, Gareth, if you're going via YouTube. If you've got just an audio file, then yes, something like Audacity will do the job. Funky Hobbit never worked with children, animals, and old basses. I tell you, I'd forgotten how low this is. I don't use it very often. Not for live stuff. I used to use it all the time. And I think what I did was when I did the demo video here on the channel, which was during lockdown, I've set the action so low. I mean, I'd probably raise it about 0.5 millimeter on every string. Doctor, your bass is overpowering your voice on my end anyway. Yeah, it's loud into the interface. It's the status. It's absolutely a beast. Anyway, hope that was useful to you, Mark. Me and my club-handed playing tonight. I'm not flying on all cylinders. I'm not in gig mode. Did you want to hear the empathy? Because that's the tonal battering ram for me. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I've got the empathy here if you want to hear it. It's the old girl. Sorry. So this has got rotor sounds on, which I noticed lately have been sounding very grindy. Nature of the string. They've not been as grindy as this. Where's that coming from? I think it's the cable. Sorry about that. Behave yourself. Oh, I see. Just bear me a minute. It's going to go bang. Jacks needs winding back on. Right, thank you. Right. Bang. Well, hey, of course. Yeah, so most of you on the channel will recognise that from the bass string experiment. On there. The mid boost is your get out of jail free card on this. Pan across the mid frequency range. Of course, overpowering. Reined in a little more now. Yeah. So I don't know what you want to hear on this, but without any mid boost or cut, you get with the boost. Without the boost. It's funny, in my old three-piece covers band I did after that, I'd always have the mid boost on. Would never not have it on. Now when I've been using this in Uncle Funk, bigger band, 9-piece band, a lot more frequencies going on, I don't have to cover as much of the frequency spectrum as I used to. Now I find having the mid boost on is a drawback. It's too much. And it was fine in the 3-piece covers band because I had to fill a lot of bottom end and mid frequency. In Uncle Funk, I'm really just doing the bottom end. The mid frequency isn't my area. That's the horns and the keys and a bit of guitar. But yeah. It's weird, I tell you, this bass, it surprises you because I'm so used to, and I noticed this on Friday, I was using this, and I've used it quite a bit over the past couple of weeks, is that when you're not using it with an amp and a cab, it's a totally different bass. Once you use it with an amp and a cab, you have to EQ it quite differently. So if I'm on in-ears with no amp and cab, you just kind of do your thing, plug in and away you go. But when I've got an amp and a cab, and then if I've got ears, or if I haven't, it becomes quite a raucous bass. You have to be a bit more delicate with the EQ. And for some reason, it could just be this set of strings. It shouldn't be. I've had rotor sounds on here for almost 10 years. I seem to have lost some of the glassy top end somewhere along the line. I'm not sure why. And I think that comes with playing through a cabinet with tweeters, as opposed to just plugging into an audio interface or my pedal board. The tweeter in a cab gives this something extra. So a lot of the gigs I did on the Bass String Experiment series were on ears, no cabinet. Then when I did ABBA gigs that are on that video, suddenly I had all the lovely top end from the speakers and the horns, which I don't have when I'm on a board with IEMs, of course. Sorry, I'm reading all your messages, not reading them out to the public. Sorry, we'll go that one first. So you say a great usable tone with some nice transparency. Yes. Very Fenderish. Okay, so I'm favouring the the neck pickup, but I'm not fully panned over that way. So I go for a centre detent and then a little bit of bias towards that neck pickup. So it's a fuller sound. But again, I change that depending on the band and the room. Bass EQ will be slightly boosted. Treble EQ is usually close to full, so that if I'm plucking, it's going to stand out. But like I say, it's not coming across how I would normally hear it. I mean, God, I've done thousands of gigs with this. And when I've got a cab with tweeters, suddenly everything changes. Very Fenderish. Had an Empathy a few years back. Did not get it back then. Was looking for an MK tone where it was really so much more versatile. Lots of people have had these and haven't spent the time or the effort to get to know this circuit. Okay? And I was guilty of it as well. So when I first bought this, you and me are in the same boat. Our influences are very similar. And I bought this. I played it in a shop, and I thought, yeah, it's bass in Madrid, yeah. Took it out on a gig that night, and it was like, whoa, this is not the bass I tried in that shop. What has changed? How empathies sound through cabinets and amps and stuff can radically change depending on the amp and the cab. There's a lot going on in this circuit. You think it's just a 3-band EQ. There's a lot going on. A little goes a long way. And for about 2 years, I tried to make this bass work for me, and I couldn't do it. It felt wrong. It didn't sit right. I couldn't get the sound I wanted. I was just like, ugh. Put it back on the wall, and I went with the Status T bass I've got. And then I had the GB Rumour made, the Kingfisher Blue one. And those two were my main basses up until about 2007. Someone then offered to buy this off me. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to let it go now, but I'm going to give this bass 1 month. I'm going to restring it, reset it up, sort the pickup height, get it how I want it, which I thought I had done. I changed the string gauge and the string manufacturer and got it how I wanted it. And I thought, right, it's got 1 month. If this does not work for me in the next month, it's going, because clearly someone's going to give me the money for it. And I took it out on a gig that night. So this was April 2007. And it was outstanding. I was like, what has changed? What has suddenly become really good about this bass? I don't get it. Something clearly I wasn't doing before. And what it was a combination of the setup, the strings, and knowing that circuit. And then from 2007 until 2019, this was my main bass. I did literally every gig, and I was doing in the region of 150 gigs plus a year, every year at that time. So 2007 through to 2019, and it became my main bass. But you have to spend time, and loads of people buy them expecting they're going to get a Series 2000 or the Matrix sound. That's not what this is. It's not what this is. There's whole different stuff. Mark didn't really use empathies live. He didn't. He used them. Well, he would have used one at Hammersmith, but obviously it got stolen in 1990. And then he was using the Alembics live and the Empathy 5, but only for one song. 94, he was on Alembics. And after that, he didn't use them, and then went to King basses, obviously, in 2001. So he never really used Empathies live. Only as the 5-string on the Guaranteed tour. For If You Were Mine. So a lot of people buy these and expect a different thing. And the other element that you've got to throw into the argument regarding empathies is that round about the mid-90s, so 95, 96, 97, Rob changed the voicing of this circuit. So up until that point, the empathy circuit was very twangy, very Mark King. So if you got an empathy up till about 95, it was going to sound quite Mark King-like. If you got one after that, so 95, 96, 97, and then onwards, this is a 98, there's a lot more low-end mid and less twang, which was to attract Britpop players and players in bands of that time that wanted lots of bottom end and no Mark King style top end. They just wanted brute force power. So a lot of people have bought empathies and they don't sound like a Mark King bass, and that's why. You've also got the walnut tone block in here, which softens it all. Softens it in terms of the brittle high end. So there's that. So it could be, unless you know the year of manufacture of the empathy you had or the serial number, could well be if you had a 95 onwards that it had the revoiced circuit. That's where it changes. Funky Hobbit, Jazz Lockery had a great tone when I saw him live with Bad Company. He had a 95, 96, 97, 98 model. It had the boisterous low end, which is the same as this. Fantastic journey with the empathy, Mike. Yeah. Wise move on Mr. Green. Well, a lot of manufacturers were having to do the same, where they'd come out of the 80s into the 90s, and suddenly you'd had grunge, and then you had Britpop, and then you had a weird amalgamation. Just watch Top of the Pops on BBC 4 on a Friday night. Look at the programs from 95, 96, 97. Weird music going on. Weird bands, and no one wanted that wasn't what was required. They all wanted body and heft. That's what this has got. But if you know how to deal with this circuit and the mids and what have you, you can get glass shattering top end. You've just got to know how to do it. Doesn't necessarily mean turning the treble up to full. Actually reducing the bottom end and being clever with your mids is what will get you that. I can get all the classic status tones out of this. You just got to work with the pickups, the mid parametric EQ, and the top and bottom. Just got to work with it. But also changing the strings, changing the gauge. I had piccatos on this from 2007 up to 2015. Then I moved over to Rotor Sound in 2015. And my sound changed. So at the moment it's got Rotor Sounds on. Sometimes I'll put a set of old piccatos on here. I've got piccatos on... What was I using? I was using something the other day that had piccatos on. My Precision when I'm doing Queen stuff. It's got a set of 4505 piccatos on. Totally different feel, different tone. Work great on here. I do like the Rotor Sounds on here. I've used them for 9 years, but it's a different feel. Kind of has a bit more presence, whereas the piccatos are a smoother tone. Maybe a little better for slapping, but I don't do a lot of slapping generally in any of the bands. We had this conversation a few weeks ago. You know, think of all the slapping I used to practice, and it was really for nothing. I've done so little of it in the past 30 years as a pro. Occasionally you might get asked to do something, or you got a little fill, but it's not like I'm in a band where I'm slapping all the time, you know. Mark, sorry, let's add your comments here, shall we? So Trace Elliott to Ashdown, same guy, different tone for the times. Yes, although I didn't go down either route. I didn't own a Trace Elliott amp. I didn't own Ashdown. The only Ashdown I've ever had in terms of amplification is the Superfly amp, which is there in that black bag. And I used that for about a year and a half for gigs that I just needed something smaller rather than carrying an EBS rig around. And it was fine until it went wrong. Kind of threw a bit of a paddy in on a gig and wouldn't work. I don't know if it was an overheating thing or just a Class D technological meltdown, but it stopped doing what it should, so I couldn't trust it on a gig. Still works, still does its thing, but for some reason, late 2007, it just... You had it on a gig and it wouldn't work. I had to plug in through the PA. But it was what it was. Yeah, there we go. It has just gone 10 o'clock here on Brooksy Space Corner, live chat 89, coming to you all the way from London town here in the UK. Hope you're safe and well wherever you are. Good to have you along. Good to see you. Me and Mark Palmer are having a chat about old basses and old times. Mark says, don't have the burden of amp cab anxiety myself these days. BP1 into front house. BP1. BP1? BP1. It's BP1. Back into my IEM. Saved a fortune chasing amp tone these days. Yeah, I've never really chased amp tone. When I had my EBS stuff, literally from the day, well, I remember taking the first rig away to test from Bernie's, which was 2002. So I had the 4x10 Pro line. So I was coming from Hartkey 3500 head and an XL 410, which had been my rig for 10 years. Bernie gave me the 410 Pro line and a TD 650, which is what Marcus Miller was using. And I took the EBS rig and the Hartkey rig to the same corporate function gig I was doing. And I used the EBS rig on the first set and the Hartkey rig on the second. And the Hartkey rig sounded far better to my ears than the EBS rig. Oh, Caveman Audio. Right, okay. Oh, you've gone down that road. Okay. And I took it back to Bernie. About 3 days later, I said, I'm really sorry. I said, but this does not sound how I want it to sound. I'm not getting my sound. He said, well, explain to me what you want. I said, where are the mids? There's no mids in the 650. I said, I've turned that control and I've done the frequency sweep. There's no mids. There's no punch. The Hartkey rig with my Stingray gives me loads of punch, loads of definition, power, brute force. I said, yeah, I've got a higher rated amplifier and a higher rated cabinet here with far more flexibility. Yet it sounds like I've got half the amp. I just don't get it. He said, oh, right, set it up how you had it set up. And I had the Hartkey rig there as well. And we did an AB and he said, I know what you're saying. He said, but those Hartkey cabs with the aluminium cones are throwing the sound. He said, the EBS stuff does it slightly differently. I said, right, okay. I said, but either way, the cab might be fab. So we then put the Hartkey amp with the EBS cab. I said, now that's getting more like it. But there's still something is missing. Something isn't right. I said, the idea is I want to move away from the Hartkey stuff to EBS, but that amp is not going to work. I said, so what other amp options have we got? He said, well, the only other option that they're doing at the moment is the Fafner. I said, okay, and what's the difference with that? He said, well, that's got a valve in. I said, well, I've not used valves, although the Hartkey had a AX7 in the preamp, which was the fad at the time. Most Bose amps were having that. Albriano, good to see you. Do you like mayonnaise basses? Yes, I do. I don't own any, but yes, I do like them. I've reviewed many over the years. I think they're fab. Where were we going? So I said, right, so it's between the Fafner or TD650, or we drop down in power to the HD350. So I plugged in an HD350. I went, there's the sound. That's it. He said, well, that's mad. The TD650 is a more powerful version of the HD350. So I don't care what you're saying. Whatever that EQ is doing, it's better. I said, it's tuned better. Voiced better. He said, right, okay, right. So now we know you like that. Let's put the Fafner on and see how you get on with that. Plug the Fafner up. There was my sound. It was like, hallelujah, hallelujah. Couldn't believe it, like eureka moment. Here we go. Found the amp I want. I said, right, what I'm going to do is give me the cab and I'll take the 350 head, the HD 350 head, and I'll take the Fafner. I will take them to 2 gigs and I'll use both amps on separate sets. So one night I'll use the Fafner on the first set, HD 350 on the second, and then the following night I'll reverse it, use the 350 on the first, Fafner on the second. And after that, actually, it was both of those amps. I loved them for the individual sounds that they were producing. They were quite different. So I ended up going with the Fafner through Bernie, and then a friend, Lee Bolton, who had actually turned me on to this gear by bringing his 350 and a 210 cab to my house to try. About 2 years later, he sold his EBS rig. I think he had a big tax bill or something. So I bought the cabinet and an extra 410 that he had bought and the 350. So I ended up with my rig, the Fafner and the 410, and Lee's rig, the 350, another 410 and a 210. And then I had the best of both worlds. But for me, the Fafner was the better amp of the lot. Mark bought a 350 and a Fafner and 2 Proline 410, so you know the backbreaking nature of that at the 2002 guitar show. Okay, right, all around the same time. I got my stuff in, would have been first week in August of 2002. You ended up with 2 TD650s. Well, there you go. Our ears hear all this stuff differently. The cabs did not go below 50 hertz, and the bass control was set at 100 hertz. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, I found my sound, which was the Fafner 410, and that was it. And I used that setup until, and I had a 210 obviously for bolstering. Some gigs I'd use 2 410s if I wanted it. Then we got to 2009. Covers Band was playing. We got literally 45 gigs from one venue, playing every Thursday and Friday at a place in town. Knowing I had that work pretty much guaranteed, after about 3 gigs, I thought, I can't keep carrying these Pro lines in and out of this venue. I'm going to kill my back. So I ended up buying Neo cabs. So I bought a Neo 212 and a Neo 210. And I haven't really used the Proline cabs since. That stuff did everything up until I moved over to Aguilar in 2018. So, yeah. So that's the story with all that. So, yeah. Gareth Harrison. I used a PV Mark 6 bass head with a Hartkey 410 for years. I had 2 Hartkey heads go down on me within a month. I remember you saying the other week, mate. Yeah. I had my Hartkey stuff for 10 years. It was great. It did everything I wanted to do, but it started to get dry joints after about 7-8 years. And then it was just getting recurring problems all the time. And I just thought, either you're going to have to buy a new amp, or you're going to have to look around at something else. But, you know, I had the chat with Chris at the Bass Centre many occasions. And I said, what is the best manufacturer for amps? He said, there isn't one. He said, they all have the same problems. They all have the same issues. It's just luck of the draw. You know, you could have a Trace and dry joints happen. You can have SWR, dry joints happen. Eden. Ampeg, you're looking at valve trouble. You know, he said, it's just, there is no best. There's just different sounds, and how they amplify is different. They all kind of have their own signature sound, and that's what you have to decide, which do you want. He said, but there is no one brand that doesn't have issues with dry joints and circuitry problems. They all do. No one amp manufacturer was 100% reliable. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to plug in an Ibanez ATK. I've been using this a lot lately, practicing at home and on gigs. and I'd never clocked at what a good jazz bass sound it does. I used it for quite a while in 2015, 2016, and as much as I loved it, and it was great, and it is great, I had not clicked that there's one pickup selector setting that is just basically a jazz bass, and I found it recently, and I'm astonished at how good it is. So I'm going to share it with you fine people. Get rid of that. But I've been learning lots of songs for different projects, and I've been using this as my pickup bass here at home, and I was astounded. And the versatility of this thing, and to think it cost me £3 is nuts. Heavy, it's a big chunk, made in Indonesia, I think. No, Korea, sorry. It's the cheaper end, not a Japanese Ibanez, it's a Korean Ibanez, but anyway. I'll let you hear some of the other sounds. There's a video of this up on the channel. Hang on, put a link. You off, are you? You're off, Mr. P. Fantastic chat, mate. Best wishes to you and your subscribers off to my cot. Sleep well, Poppet. We'll see you soon. Take care, mate. Last backline you took out was an Aguilar DB750 and a GS410. Yeah, that'll kill you. Thank you very much for joining in. Good to see you. Right, this ATK. So it's, if anyone who's not seen one of these before. So this is the slightly souped up version with two pickups. It's got an extra jazz pickup in the neck. So you've got a triple coil pickup here, and you've got the single coil there. Control setup is volume. Can't see. Volume. Hang on. Bass, middle, treble, and then pickup selector here. But you need to look at the manual for this, because the settings don't necessarily correlate with what you think it should be. So it's 5-position switch. All sound different, right? So let's so mids are a little bit boosted, treble is quite a bit boosted, bass is about 3/4 boosted. All right. So if we go on the back setting, get this. Okay, we come one setting in, starts to get a bit Stingray-ish. Different from, as you can hear. Go back to setting 2. Setting 3. Come back to setting 4, so I'll go to setting 5. Okay, now number 4 is your jazz bass, so get ready. fits really nicely. Turn the mids down, bass and treble up. Oh. Lovely. £3. Anyway, Stacey, pop it. Yes, pop it. For Mark, pop it. Dawson, good to see you. Hello, bass aficionados. Good to see you. Gareth Harrison, my current rig is a Mark bass Little Mark III with either a 210 or a 410. Trace Elliott Elf is a backup head. Good choice. Yeah, my Elf is in my gig case permanently. Actually used it 2 weeks ago on a gig where there wasn't a lot of room in the car I was travelling in. So to try and travel as light as possible, I just used the Trace Elliott Elf. It was great. Did the job. Did the job very nicely. Oh. But anyway, it's been nice reacquainting with this bass. Enjoyed playing it. So many sounds to it. Gareth Harrison, my go-to basses at the moment are either my Fender P or my Jack Cassidy. Yeah. I've kind of had a bit of a change about because I've got 4 or 5 basses that need restringing, cleaning, setting up. So I've been using some of the others. And like I say, this thing I used quite a lot in 2015, 2016. And it's just sat there the rest of the time. But it is my travel bass. So if I had to go abroad, and I was worried about things disappearing or getting knackered with the flights and stuff, I'll take this. And if it got destroyed, I'd be peed off and annoyed, but I've got £3 tied up in it. It's not the end of the world, and there are loads of ATKs. I could always get another one if I had to. There's lots of them about. I would want to pick up one, that's for sure. It's solid. It really is. It doesn't feel as lightweight as some Ibanez's do. So nice. Has its uses. very good. Where are we? It's 22 minutes past 10 here on Brooksy's Bass Corner, live chat 89. I'm just going to take this jack cable out. Hold on. It's going to go bang. Here we go. Yeah. This has had the same set of strings on since 2015. Hasn't had a string change in all that time. Mainly because I had a set of strings on it when I took it to a lat in let's think. I changed the strings after we came back from a lat. That's right. So it did 2 trips, and it went through a couple of sets, and then when we came back, so that would have been September 2015, it got a new set on, and that's that set. So these Picato nickels on here, they've done rather well. Run out of space here. You're going to have to go in there, mate, I'm afraid. We'll have a rearrangement tomorrow, I think. But yeah. So, yes. Gareth Harrison, you bought a Squire debut on Amazon for $130 for others to use at open mics. I remember you saying this. It's great for what it is. Yeah. Thing with Squire, you can either get very lucky and get a really good one, or you can play 10 in a shop and none of them are any good. It's luck of the draw with Squire. I've seen it so many times. And yet another time you can pick one up. It's absolutely perfect. I don't have the answers. You can only take each bass on its merits and decide from there. Really, to be fair, that's my general advice on those things. And I've seen it so many times. I really have. I can't stress that enough. That I've played one Squire and it's been all right, and then they'll have exactly the same model in a different colour, same batch basically, and it might be absolutely amazing to play, and you pick another one up in another colour, same batch. When I say same batch, it's what's come from the manufacturer. Whether they came off the production line on the same day or the same week, you don't know. Yeah, but pick another one up and it will be absolutely dreadful. It is luck of the draw. Really is. But you get a good one, it's worth buying it, because chances are if you come back, either it won't be there or any other model from that range isn't going to be the same as the one that you're playing. But it's luck of the draw with those, really. And to a certain degree, most brands will have periods like that where you could have 5 or 6 from that manufacturer of the same model, and some will play good and some won't. You can't put your finger on it. Sometimes it's timberwood, sometimes it's construction, sometimes the pickup. You just, I keep saying it, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. You have to take each bass on its own merits, and you can't say it's going to sound like this or it's going to sound like that. Until you pick it up and try it, you won't know. Your jazz bass is a Korean Squire from '87. Okay. And how does that play? How does it sound? Good, bad, indifferent, middle of the road? Or is it a serious good player, good sounding pickup? Because at that time, around about 87, some of those Squires were really good. Really good. it's all relative. It really is. But I'm trying to think. Korean Squires, was this? See, because Squires originally came out of Japan, and it was then they were trying to cost cut, which is why things kind of got moved to Korea, and no different than today, really. And I was trying to remember around that time, because a lot of the Squires dominated along with, we had this discussion last week, or was it the week before? You had Marlin, Squire, Honer. I think, was there another? You had things like Encore, but Encores were kind of like a level below. And that's when you then started getting things like Tanglewoods and like that. But the Korean Squires from about 87, I think they were meant to be really good. And that's why Marlin kind of struggled to keep up, really, with the quality. Because obviously Squire were part of Fender. And they were pouring resource into it to dominate the budget market, really. Gareth Harrison, sounds great. It's the first year the production from Japan to Korea, so I think most of the parts are Japanese. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Probably find the body and neck blanks were made there too. They were all planed there and then shipped off to Korea to be assembled, I would imagine. There you go. So if it sounds and plays good, that'll be why. Very good, my man. Keep hold of it. Keep hold of it. Okay, we're coming up to 10:30 here in London. I think we're going to wind things up. So I'm going to bid you farewell. Have a great week. Enjoy your bass playing if you've got any gigs. I've got a couple of gigs at the weekend. If you're watching this video after the event, you can carry on chatting. Even though the live chat will have finished, you can leave comments. If you leave a comment, I'll reply to it as soon as I get a notification that there is a comment that needs to be replied to, of course. There'll be a new video up tomorrow, probably going to be the Wilcock H22. You'll have seen the demo video a few weeks ago. This will be the review video. I've then got some pedal videos to do, and we've got the Jack Bruce interview video to get up. Next week will be the Bass Center Neil Murray Snakebite basses. They'll be up live next week, and I'm going to be seeing Barry Moorhouse at the Bass Center next week. Hopefully going to come back with a bunch of other basses from their ranges, and we'll be able to do some demos and reviews of those. So thank you for everyone for getting involved tonight. It was a slightly different one. I hadn't done the bass fimmicking for a while, but clearly we've sorted out the squashing compression problems that we had. So well done, Jamie Fisher, if you're watching. You probably won't be, but thank you for the heads up, because it seems to have worked. I'll be the judge of it tomorrow, and I'm going through doing all the timestamps. So have a great week. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you for getting involved, everyone who's been on this evening. Thank you for all the likes, the comments, the shares. New subscribers, good to see you. Thanks for coming on board. Enjoy the journey. Okay. New content going up tomorrow. And we got Brooksy's Bass Corner Black Friday Superstore coming up on the 29th. So that video is there. You'll find a link further up in the live chat, or you can just go to the YouTube channel, and you'll see it there. It's ready to go. So you can hit the notification on button, and it'll let you know nearer the time that we're about to start that. That's only a week and a half away. It felt like months ago that I first started talking about that. Anyway, week and a half away, so that'll be a bit of a blast. So I'll see you next Tuesday, same time, same place, 8 o'clock here in London town. We'll talk more bass stuff then. Have a great week. I'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves. All the best.